Hello, South Sudanese. My name again is Deng, and I hope you the best. I wish you the best. My suggestion today toward a correction that was there in South Sudan is a topic which is big, but I will quiz it to the detail. When a war broke up in South Sudan, there was something happened which we know, and I don't want to go in the detail. Sulfur last time when he was when he started to be president of South Sudan since 2005, up to the person, his work is really weak. Last time he brought all of militant all into the power of the government, and then the few people which was in the National Congress brought them up and start to minimize the power of the SPLM party down. So the country now is sinking. It keeps sinking. It goes deep to the ground. What I want to suggest today, where Yamacha broke out and started a rebellion against his own people, because that language most of African people use. When you disagree with your brother, you must take the weapon and fight. And then later on, when the blood shed, as now is shed in South Sudan, people start to, to suggest they stop the war, whatever. This is the traditional way of most African people. Even by Dinga themselves, they fight each other. And later on people negotiate. So this is our normal way. But what happened in Juba, how we have a government now, is supposed to not be killing people last time in Juba. I don't know actually, but estimated like maybe 500 people has been killing in Juba. And this is a mistake. We recognize as Denka, it's a mistake. But the war, we have been extended to 3 states, especially Jonglei and Unity State and Upper Nile State. These people are the same people. They live century. We live with Nuer Denka and Nuer. We live together. So there's no way they can, distinguish themselves, because we are one, we marry each other, and we know our common goal always. So the war must be stopped as a peace has been initiated, and we need to stop arguing about things that make sense. What we need to focus is the corruption. I am really suggesting, as one of my opinion, always, problem is the corruption. Those who think are educated, they are lead us to darkness. They are lead us to the wrong way. So when Rio was calling for 21 states, you guys know South Sudan now have 10 states. So when Rio Macha was calling to create 21 states, I believe Rio Macha want to add 11 states, and then 10 states we have already, so going to be 21. That was wrong too, because there's no way you start a war and you're going to talk about a state. A state is not a problem. A state is not a problem. Problem is corruption. Problem is the system. Now, President Solpa copied the same thing from Riek Machar because he knew is the problem is the state. I can create my own state. Solpa already declared. Solpa create 28 state. Mean 28 state. We have last time 10 state. Remember, we have 10 state. So Solpa created 18 state. Within 10 state we have. So that become 28 state. And if you look, you create 28 state in a tribal identity. That is not, can be work. And I'm sorry to say it. The problem in South Sudan is not a state. The problem is the corruption. Problem is deliver service to the people there in the village, there in the countryside. Vaccinate their cattle, their animals, goats, sheep, and then build a school, build the road, build a hospital, connect the city to city. That the work of government has failed most to deliver to the people, according to John Grant, as he was pointing to the problem of South Sudan. If the war stops, what are we gonna do? Bring the foreigners into our country, as they're gonna show up the key, like economic. Those who are running now system are Somalian in South Sudan, are Kenyan in South Sudan, are Ugandan in South Sudan, are Ethiopian in South Sudan, are part which come from North Sudan, which they call they want to show us the service in South Sudan. Those people are wrong. We have really a system, as I repeating myself. Doctors, there are a lot of. We went to Cuba last time. For what? Those who are in East Kenya and now educated in Kenya, they are ready to take the country. For what? Those who are studying in different countries like Arab world, they have a power too. And that is power you must unite and bring those who you see are good to take the country forward. So it's not like, like a state now, that a problem in South Sudan. No, it is not a problem. The state are not a problem. It is to deliver service to the people in South Sudan. And this war is useless war in history of South Sudan, even before Deng Malwal was fighting, with the British, to try to expand the education and the idea of the Western world to our indigenous is better than today. Deng Malwal fought. They really fought Aliao. Now fought Aliao and fought all Nuer in the time of British. It is a time. It's better. Deng Malwal time is better than now, because people think are educated but are not really showing the sign of hope. The road ahead. What are we gonna face there in the road? So I am really saying today, the more to be declined, which Rimacha is calling to an 11 state want to be created from 10 states, is nonsense. 28 states that Solpa created too, actually created 18 from 10 states. It must be stopped. These things must be stopped. Parliament must look at that view, and Parliament must deliberate and see if there are really idea that can create it more state. So we already got 10 states that has built those 10 states, that has connect city to city by road, by highway, that has built a school, hospital, and that has educated our children, which can manage our system. I believe if there is no corruption, which billions of dollars have been missing from South Sudan. And we don't know who actually has responsible. They have like about 39 ministers that have corrupted in the list of the international community. And those people are still talking, they want to show us the better way. No. The problem is corruption sometimes can get people up. If people correct themselves and stop lying and bring the trust into the people and minimize corruption for good, then I believe South Sudan, within 5 years, South Sudan going to be #1 in East Africa. You guys know Kenya is better, in the system a little bit, but corruption is still in Kenya. But Kenya now is better in East Africa. And then Ethiopia, then Uganda, Tanzania. But if you go to those countries, you're going to see people are suffering even. So I'm rejecting the 28 states. It's nonsense. We don't need 28 states. We need development only. We need to deliver. For example, build 3 East County in a maximum way. Build Bijbor County in maximum way. Build Akopa in maximum way. Build Wuror County in maximum way. And the rest. And connect those cities. And build a school in the Soup County, and build a hospital in Soup County that the South Sudan need. And from there we start to deliver the system in the maximum. So I want all the degrees or the words Riemacha is preaching and the degrees Solpa is using want to be stopped. That has debate in the parliament, that has talk in the parliament. What we want to change must be changed by the people, not by one person or not by a bullet. So let us talk and let us negotiate and let us debate and see if there need to be changed or if there any state to be added. But what I see always is corruption. And if this 28 or 21 state going to come, corruption going to still be. Because our people don't know yet the truth. They just focus for those who are talking like Rimachar or Sulfur, have they protect them. No. Protect yourself. Protect yourself and enforcing the right. It's not the one who write ABC or who talk English or Arabic who know the truth. No. It's those there who talk in Denka language, who talk in Nuer language, who don't know even other language and talk in his own language. He know the truth. And the truth can be needed. We need it. Not only who talk English or Arabic. So I keep stopping. I'm keeping telling all South Sudanese, you parliament need to speak, need to reject the president, Salva Kiir, 28 state under the tribal line is nonsense. The same to Riek, who calling 21 state under the tribal line is mistake. So the parliament wants to sit down and start building the country with 10 states enough in South Sudan. This is my constructive criticism adding to the rest. And I hope you, the best South Sudan, stop the war and let us start building peace to each other. Thank you.